Hello everyone. In this video, we will recommend the top 10 best historical movies so far from 2010 to 2023. So, let's get started the list. Number 1. Black Death. Director, Christopher Smith. In an age of darkness, one man will face the ultimate battle against evil. Medieval England is ravaged by the plague. Bodies are scattered by the hundreds and the country is plunged into chaos. The church is losing its grip on the population, among whom fear predominates. However, there is one village that seems to have been spared from the disease for the time being. It is remote, surrounded by swamp. It is rumored that the village is led by a sorceress. This Langiva could bring the dead back to life. The feared knight Ulrich is commissioned by the church to investigate these rumors. Number 2. Centurion. Director, Neil Marshall. In ancient Scotland, the 9th Legion liberates a Roman officer named Quintus Dius from his Pict captors. The soldiers are in pursuit of the Pict leader, and Quintus joins their quest. Soon afterward, the Romans' Pict guide betrays them, resulting in the slaughter of all but a handful of men. The Roman survivors try desperately to reach safety, as the indigenous warriors pick them off one by one. Number 3. Ironclad. Director, Jonathan English. It is the year 1215 and the rebel barons of England have forced their despised King John to put his royal seal to the Magna Carta, a noble, seminal document that upheld the rights of free men. Yet within months of pledging himself to the Great Charter, the king reneged on his word and assembled a mercenary army on the south coast of England with the intention of bringing the barons and the country back under his tyrannical rule. Barring his way stood the mighty Rochester Castle, a place that would become the symbol of the rebels' momentous struggle for justice and freedom. Number 4. The Eagle. Director, Kevin MacDonald. The year is 140. 20 years earlier, the 9th Legion of Rome, under the command of Flavius Aquila, marched north. It never returned. Flavius' son Marcus is determined to restore his father's damaged reputation. Only accompanied by his slave Esca, Marcus rides out to the north. During the journey, Marcus realizes that his father's disappearance may be linked to Esca's mysterious identity. The mystery continues to deepen as they face the warriors of the fearsome Seal Prince. Number 5. King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Director, Guy Ritchie. From nothing comes a king. Arthur is a leader in the alleys of Londinium, but oblivious to the life he was born for. When he gets his hands on the sword Excalibur and is immediately challenged, Arthur must make choices. With the resistance and a mysterious young woman named Guinevere, he must learn to use the sword, confront his demons and unite the humans to defeat the cruel tyrant Vortigern who stole his crown and killed his parents. Number 6. Outlaw K. Director, David Mackenzie. A true David versus Goliath story of how the 14th century Scottish outlaw king, Robert the Bruce, used cunning and bravery to defeat the much larger and better equipped occupying English army. After being declared outlaw by the occupying English Empire, Robert the Bruce raises an army of Scottish fighters in rebellion. Twists and turns all across the Scottish countryside lead this film on an epic, true to historical events, journey that captures heroism at its core. Number 7. The King. Director, David Michôd. Hal, wayward prince and reluctant heir to the English throne, has turned his back on royal life and is living among the people. But when his tyrannical father dies, Hal is crowned King Henry V and is forced to embrace the life he had previously tried to escape. Now the young king must navigate the palace politics, chaos and war his father left behind, and the emotional strings of his past life, including his relationship with his closest friend and mentor, the aging alcoholic knight John Falstaff. Number 8. The Last Duel. Director, Ridley Scott. Set in the midst of the 100 Years' War that explores the ubiquitous power of men, the frailty of justice and the strength and courage of one woman willing to stand alone in the service of truth. Based on actual events, The film unravels long-held assumptions about France's last sanctioned duel between Jean de Carouges and Jacques Legris, two friends turned bitter rivals. Carouges is a respected knight known for his bravery and skill on the battlefield. Legris is a Norman squire whose intelligence and eloquence make him one of the most admired nobles in court. Number 9. Medieval. Director, Petr Jáchal. For honor, for justice and for freedom, in the Bohemian 14th century, Jan Žižka is the military leader of a group of mercenaries who do the dirty work for the nobility, especially Lord Bořiš. Their new assignment is to get Bořiš to Prague in time to secure the inauguration of the new king Wenceslaus. After this fails, they have to kidnap the daughter of a wealthy nobleman. This becomes difficult when Jan falls for her. Number 10. The Last Kingdom, 7 Kings Must Die. Director, Edward Bazalgette. In the midst of a fractured kingdom, Uhtred of Bebbanburg finds new allies with whom he takes up arms against equally new enemies. Now that King Edward has died, another battle for the throne begins. Heirs also claim the coveted seat. When he is asked for help by a supporter, Uhtred is faced with a difficult choice. Does he put his loved ones first, or does he mainly want to realize his dream of a united England?